Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Zhao from China. I'm so happy to join the program in AIIAS Church Health Department. And today I prepared 3 recipes, Chinese traditional food. I hope you will enjoy them because they are healthy, they are simple and easy. Let's do it. The first recipe, we call this Chinese celery leaf pancake. Let's start the recipe. And first prepare a basin like this size, and then we will use flour. Two cups of flour, white flour. This time I use white flour, but if you like, you can put some whole wheat flour. And then we put 1 big size egg. Now we need to add some water. And when you add water, please stir the flour and mix them. One cup is not enough. This is a half cup. Now it's time to mix them very well. I use the half cup because it depends on the flour. Sometimes the flour needs more water, sometimes it needs less. That's why I am very careful of using this. So it seems I need another half cup of water. For this flour, I use 2 cups of water. And still mix. At this moment, we can put some celery leaves, chopped them very well. It depends on you. If you like celery leaves, you can put more. If you don't like it, just put less. We mix them again. Make sure we mix this very well. And now it's ready to fry. Open the fire. We just use medium fire, not big fire. And when the pan is warm, use medium fire and put a little bit oil in the pan, not much. And then spread the oil. Now it's time to put the mix into the frying pan. At this moment, we use this to spread the mix. Remember, when we spread the mix, we should do it gently. And now let's wait for a minute. You need to pay attention to the color change on the top of the pancake. When the color is getting dark, and then you can turn over. And we can see inside the white color is fading. But we still need to wait for another minute. So you can adjust the fire. If you think it's very slow to be ready, to get ready, and then you can make the fire a little bit bigger. Now it's time to turn it over. And we can see on the surface, there's a little bit brown color. That means it's ready. And then we wait for another couple of minutes. Turn it over again. We can see this side, there's brown color. For 30 seconds, it's ready. We start with another one. A little bit oil, and it's better to spread oil. And then put mix inside. And every time when you are ready to put mix into the frying pan, remember to stir them. And then spread the mix. And you may notice this time the second pancake is faster to be ready because the heat on the frying pan is stable now. And we pay attention to the color of the pancake and see it's getting dark. That means we need to turn it over. And we can see the brown color here now. And we turn it over and check if the other side is ready. When I see the brown color here, that means it's ready. And another 30 seconds. Then we get it out. The third one. And the color is getting dark, but this side, it's thicker, so still white. And it's better if we spread a bit more. Now we can see it's ready, so turn it over. And we see the brown color here. Now it's time to turn it over to check if it's brown. And it is brown now, so we can remove it quickly. Because later, we can become quicker. This is the last one. you can see it's getting dark, so it's time to turn it over. Another 30 seconds. Now it's ready. I will turn off the fire and get this out and put it here in the plate. So let's review all the procedures and the recipe. I used 2 cups of flour, 2 cups water, and 1 big size egg, and a little bit salt inside. And also, we used a little bit oil, but you may know this is easy and fast. It's really suitable for breakfast. Let's start with the second recipe. It is Chinese egg sandwich. And this time we still use 2 cups of flour. One, two, and then we put a little bit salt, and then we use chopsticks to mix. I need some water. I use half cup because I'm very careful. For me, I don't know how much water it will use. It depends on the nature of the flour. Different flour, different brands, it requires different water. We use half cup first and put the water here, little by little, and stir. And you can see more and more flour flakes here. But we can see it's not enough. So we use another cup. This is 1/3. Now I can see the big flakes, but I still have some water in this cup. Maybe you can use half cup and 1/4 cup of water. If it's not enough, you add some teaspoons or tablespoons of water. Now it's time to make the flakes together and knead the dough. Now we have a dough here, but for such dough, it needs more rest. Every time after resting, the dough will be more smoothie. So we will leave it here for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we knead it again. It will be smoothie. Fortunately, before I came here, I prepared one dough like this size, the same recipe. And we start with this one. And for that one, we make it rest. We put a little bit flour on the board and knead the dough. And then we roll it. And use this to cut it into 4 pieces. We shape it like this, more flour on the top in case they stick together. And then we press. Make it rest for a couple of minutes. At the same time, we will make a mix of flour and oil. Two tablespoons of flour, and then we'll put some oil. Two tablespoons of oil, and we mix. A little bit salt inside. A little bit, not much. We have this paste. So the paste is ready, and we prepare 3 big-sized eggs in a bowl. Put some green onions inside. Also a little bit salt. And we mix. We leave it here because later we will use it. And then we go back to the 4 doughs, small doughs, and press. Use rolling pin to make it a little bit bigger, just a little bit bigger, not too much. And then we put the paste on the top. See? You may have asked question why we put paste in the dough, because we will make the inside hollowed. And we close this dough and make sure the paste is inside. And then press here, close the dough, and another one, the second one. Make it bigger, not much, and then paste on the top. Just the edge of the dough, do not put paste, just the circle inside. See? And then close the dough. And make sure it is really closed. The last one. Now we start with the first one and roll the dough. If you feel it's sticky, put some flour on the top or the bottom. The second one. Now it's ready. And we open the fire. Okay. And you can put your hand on the top to feel if it's warm. Now it's warm enough, we make the fire smaller and then put some oil in the frying pan. And we start with the first dough. And we wait for 1 minute and then turn it over. Because this is the first one, the heat of the frying pan is not stable, so you should be careful. And you can see the top of the pan, top of the bread is dark, and then turn it over. And we can see small bubbles here, and then that means we can turn it over again. And then turn it over. You can see the bread is rising. See, it's rising. It's rising bigger and bigger. And at this moment, we need to use the chopsticks to make a hole here. We make a hole and put the egg inside in the hole, over the hole. And then close the hole. Now turn it over. We can see the color in the middle is still dark because the egg is not ready. And we leave it in the frying pan. The color is light. When it becomes light yellow, that means the egg inside is ready. But we can see the dark side here. That means it's not ready. But we can turn it over. We can see on the top of the bread is rising again. Turn it over again. Now see the color here, it becomes light yellow. That means the egg inside is ready. So we can remove this one, sandwich. Remove this sandwich, and we start with another one, the second one. Put some oil on the top. And then the dough. When the color is getting dark, turn it over. Remember, do not break it. We see the bubbles here. Let's turn it over again. And you can see the bread is rising now on the top, bigger and bigger. That means it's time to make a hole in the middle. Okay. Make a hole and put the egg inside. Another side. Now let's close the hole. Turn it over. We can see from the top, the fire is bigger, so make it smaller. And we can see the color in the middle is too dark. That means the egg is not ready. So we turn it over again. And this side, we can see the light yellow. The dark side, the dark color disappears. So that means it's ready. We remove it and start with the third one. Now it's getting dark. Turn it over. Turn it over again. Now it's rising. So it's time to make a hole here. Now close the hole. And turn it over. And then turn over. The inside is still dark. Turn over. And this side is ready because the color is light yellow. It's not ready. Let's check this side. Yeah, it's light. Ready. We go for the last one. See, the color is getting dark and there are bubbles. Turn it over. Turn over. It's rising now, this side. And turn it over. Turn over. So the last one is ready. I will turn off the fire. This is Chinese egg sandwich. You see the procedures. It's not hard. If you want to practice, you can do it at home. I'm sure kids will love it. Thank you for watching. Let's go to the third recipe. And this time, we will use yeast to make a dough. And we still use 2 cups of water. One, two, and then we will put yeast inside. 1 teaspoon is enough or less than that. Then we use water. Half cup of water first. Use the chopsticks to mix them. So for this dough, we use 2 cups of flour, white flour, and half cup of water plus 1/3 cup of water. Let's knead the dough. For this dough, it takes more time to rise. So before I came here, I prepared the dough and it also rises. The same recipe. 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of flour. I put them together because I hope I can make more today. We knead the dough. Then I will use this rolling pin to roll this dough into a rectangle. And remember to use flour in case it sticks to the board or to your rolling pin. Now we adjust the edges of the dough and make it look like a rectangle. It is not a real rectangle, but it looks like. Okay, so it's ready. And next step, we will put some oil on the top. And sometimes we can use our hand to spread the oil, but if you don't feel comfortable, you can use the brush. You don't have to put a lot of oil on the top, just a little bit. And then we can make some flavor for this dough. And most of the time I choose salt. I spread some salt on the top. And if you like sweet things, you can put some sugar on the top. And now you use the brush to spread the salt and make sure the salt is everywhere on the top of the dough. And then we put some turmeric on the top and spread. You don't have to put a lot, just use the brush, spread. Now it's time to roll it. We put some flour on the board and then move here in case it sticks to the board. We call this steamed rolls or steamed flour. When it's ready, you will see why it is called this. And cut it into small pieces, like this size. because in the side here, it's smaller, so we match with the middle ones. And every two, put it together. Now we start with the first one. Make the flower, make the rose. And we use one piece of chopsticks to press in the middle. And then we stretch a little bit and put the chopstick in the middle and turn over and press here. Now move it out and we get one flower. And we continue. Press, stretch a little bit, and then turn it. Press again. Get it out. If you say you do not have chopsticks or you don't know how to use chopsticks to make the flower, you can use your hands. And remember, you use your fingers and stretch and turn it over. And then you will have one. And let's do it again. Use your fingers, press, and then turn it over. Twist, and then press. And this time we will use steaming pot instead of frying pan. We put some water in the pot. Too much water. I need to remove some water. For this, we put a little bit oil on the top in case they will stick to the stuff. It's okay if you use your hand to spread the oil, but if you don't feel comfortable, you can use the brush. Okay, we put it inside. The first layer is ready, and then the second layer. We need to leave it on the stove for 15 minutes so that the flour will rise again, and then we will steam. When 15 minutes passed, it's time to turn on the fire. So the fire is on now, and after it starts to steam, we calculate 15 minutes, and let's wait. Now the water is boiling and it is steaming now. So since now we start to calculate the time, 15 minutes. Let's wait. After 15 minutes, the flour roll is ready. Let's check. Wow, it's pretty. It's bigger and pretty. I would like to use chopsticks to remove the flour rolls because it's still hot. Let's see how beautiful. This is the Chinese flour rolls. We put turmeric inside. It's healthy. We can figure out from the recipe, we do not have much sugar, much oil inside. And let's review all the things we have made so far. Chinese celery leaf pancake, Chinese egg sandwich, and Chinese steamed flour rolls. So, if you like it, please join us. And also, please do not be hesitant to try it at home. Thank you for watching our video. God bless you.